Hello guys, and welcome back to Confined 268's Minecraft Adventures. In where we left off last episode, we were in a cave, attempting to get out to go back to our base. And before we do any of that, I'm going to go take care of this slime. Because slime balls would be quite advantageous, actually. Get out of here, stone sword. For numerous redstone devices and also leads. I believe that's what you need to make leads is slime balls and string. Is there any string just happen to be laying down here? No. Truly unfortunate. Alright, well, that being the case, I'm gonna grab this iron. Come back here. I want your membrane. Oh. Phantom membranes are kind of nice to have in the end, though I think I might use the same strat I used on the server to get an elytra, and then come back and beat the dragon, and that is just bridge off, a beeline for an elytra, and then come back and fly around and get rid of the dragon on its own turf. The sky. So I think that might be what I do, in which case I'm just going to need to take a ton of wood with me to make slabs. In a Mending and in a Breaking 3 book, which is not that hard to do. I'm not going to turn down more iron on the way out. That would be quite silly of me. Especially when there's so much in one vein. Torches, though. I'm out of torches. And I don't particularly want to leave any room for mobs to spawn here, because I do intend to come back and explore this cave some more later on down the line. As it has been a very generous cave. I've done some thinking in between episodes. Granted, these were recorded back to back to back, so if you've left any comments for build suggestions, like I suggested last episode, I probably will not have seen it. By the way, where's the way out? I probably will not have seen it yet. So, in the event that you have left something on episode 2 or something like that, thank you for your suggestion. And I apologize that I'm not able to address it at this point because these are batch recorded, at least at the start. I want to get enough that if I wanted to do an episode, a daily episode this week, I can. So that's what I have done. Whew. That out of the way. I believe it's up this way. Yes. Yes, this is a way we can exit. I just hope it's not night. And lo and behold, it's day. Fantastic news. Okay. I am going to set a waypoint here. Just call it cave and sure. I'm going to disable it for now because I don't want I don't want to pollute the mini map with too many waypoints. So I'll keep the ones I don't actively need disabled for now. Wolves. Where? Yes, puppy. Well, you're not a puppy, but aren't all dogs really just giant puppies when you think about it? Oh, there's the beehive. I wonder if leaf litter counts as flowers and... I don't know. I was thinking maybe that had something to do with... Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I left the gate open. As a side note, that might not be something wise to do too often. Sure. That corner works. Not as much cobblestone from that as other stuff. We did get a... that's not too much gold. I think it's preferable that way, actually. Decent amount of coal, though. As I've stated, though, I don't really want to rely on coal as a fuel. But I don't really have much of a choice but to do just that at this moment in time. Also, a new shield seems to be in order very soon. I didn't expect that one to go through... I didn't expect to go through that shield so fast. I guess the chunks haven't been loaded, so that's why. They're not able to breed quite yet. Okay. So we did come out of that with quite a sizable amount of iron. I need to get another pen set up for sheep. Probably back over that way. If I had to think of a spot for it. And now sticks is the holdup. Usually I use walls for this instead of fences, but fences look a bit more aesthetically pleasing on the surface, so... I'm going to use these for now. Unfortunately, I didn't find a spawner, so I don't have a saddle to tame a horse. Oh, kind of a big sad on that front, but... I survived the caves, came out with 5 diamonds, so I would say overall that was a fairly successful mining trip. That's enough for an enchanting table and... Give me a second, processing. It's enough for an enchanting table and a pickaxe. So, I didn't do too bad on that front. Put the excess wood away. So soon we will be able to start on other projects like the village Not entirely sure how I'm going to get a villager over here, though. The nether would probably be the wiser solution. I can put the furnace away. I don't particularly need it on me at this exact moment. I don't really need the leaf litter in a sheep pen. It is an aesthetic block. It's nice, but it does kind of get everywhere. I wonder if it is compostable. I actually also don't know if it respawns or comes back. You would think it would, but I have no way of actually knowing that. If it actually comes back if a tree's over the area for a certain amount of time. I'm going to ditch the pork chop. I think it's better to have high saturation foods when you go mining than a lower saturation food like bread. But bread's fine if I'm just going to be on the surface for a while. Which is kind of the idea, is I'm just going to be on the surface for a while. Also, I don't know if there's any sheep near here. Yes, there are. Can I make leads, though? Do I have enough string for that? Probably not. I don't have any string from the looks of it. Oh, no. Ah. Well, we just got to do it the old-fashioned way with wheat, then. All right. Yeah, this has always been quite the process. Some things never change. This is one of them that hasn't. Actually, if I remember, it used to be worse trying to lead them through water. Squid. Yeah, I think it actually used to be worse. I think they used to be quite a bit slower than that. Actually, I can convert that to string. Come on, sheeps, get through the vines. Yeah, that's totally vines, not sugar cane. on, sheep. And there we go. Shears. This will have several uses. I'm not... I probably won't use the bed method in the nether, but we definitely do need quite a few beds for the villagers, or villager breeder. I'm still kind of unsure where I'm going to put that, to be honest. I like putting them underground because I like just getting them out of the way and built. But if I'm going to build like a proper village, kind of reminiscent of exploring 1.19, I think this area over here would be a bit more suited for that, minus that water cave, than somewhere like over there. Though either area could work, and I don't know. I haven't given it much thought because a villager breeder is kind of on the more difficult side of things to hide. Yeah, that's a big water cave. I guess I just so happened to luck into finding the right cave. So I'm not a big fan of these flooded caves. That they just seem to be everywhere. Yeah, I guess I would like to put my village over here. This area just seems to call to me for that. So, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll put that in the chest with the sheep. We should have a decent amount of wool for the villager breeder stock or stacked up in no time. Oh, do I? I threw out the rotten flesh. That was quite daft. Because I also have a pack from Vanilla Tweaks that allows you to turn, or a data pack from Vanilla Tweaks that allows you to turn into leather. Ah. Alright, I'm going to harvest this and use what I get from that to expand the sugarcane farm. And then I'm going to harvest this side and use it and turn it into paper. Oh yeah, there's the obsidian. Because I know I said in the last episode that we've got enough to make an enchanting table. Or no, it wasn't last episode, it was this episode. So, I'm going to go ahead and commit to that. Actually, if I do that, right, better F3. I don't know which one of the things that's disabled that the day counter's in, but we're probably 4 or 5 days in. And for that, I feel like I've made good progress. To be honest, so the blue dye's in this chest. I'm well aware I need to move that, but I just haven't done it yet. I also need to get a proper storage thing set up. But don't know where I want to do it yet, so yeah, there's a few things I haven't quite figured out yet. But that's part of what I'm doing, is just coming up with stuff as I go along. I'd like to move the actual wheat farm that I want to have long term up here. Onto this area. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten this out so we can do that. I'm not sure quite yet if I want to go with a field style farm or just one that's more for just practicality. These are the important decisions. Looks or practicality? I mean, it's technically both, if we're just going to be honest. I also did have the thought this episode, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not. Yeah, we're already quite a ways up there for time, and I feel like I've just spent most of it running around, not really being productive. Which, there's a good possibility that that feeling is correct. I'm going to go ahead and round this off. So it looks natural, even if it's not. Also, I do have to say, this seed was a really good find to the folks over on Reddit, because whilst I didn't request it, I just Googled Plains Village seed. This was one of the ones I found on a Reddit post. That I'm glad I found it, because I don't really like building in areas where the terrain is particularly hilly. I feel like it just overcomplicates things. Which, I'm not saying that that's a bad seed, if you have one like that, but it's just one of those things that I prefer flatter-ish terrain. Not completely flat, but enough for where I can work with it a bit better. Like this area I've got here. So, in light of that, I think I'm going to go with a decent sized wheat farm. That, if I want to, I can expand it into including stuff like potatoes. And this is a pretty decent sized area I've got cleared out here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a field style farm. I think I've made up my mind to that point. So, I'm going to go ahead and gather up all this leaf litter because it'd be a shame not to. And if it is compostable, I can make bone meal out of it. Oh, that's quite a bit more than I was expecting. It's like I need to focus on getting a storage solution set up faster than I expected. Oh yeah, this is something from Vanilla Tweaks. Crafting Tweaks is the 8-stair thing, which is very useful. Fences. What I'm doing here is I'm digging the spots for the water sources. I could do it mathematically, but doing it random like this typically works. Oh crap. I'm not gonna worry about that. The only thing about it, doing it this way, is filling these up can be a bit. Slight bit pain-inducing, but for how it looks after the fact is typically worth it. How we doing for time? 30 minutes? Not bad. This is gonna take like 4 stone hoes to till, though. That's just how it be sometimes, I guess. It's looking like most of these are filled in, though. Oh yeah, like, I mentioned this on episode 1, I think, that I was recently going back and playing a modded version of 1.6. There might be a bit too many of these water sources in here. But, yeah, I was, and, finding mods for that version is a pain, for 1. 2, my actual point I want to talk about is, the train generation is completely different. Which, that's to be expected as it changed in 1.18. But, oh... Not just that, the, something that changed in 1.18 specifically is there used to be these water pools that appeared all the time in the terrain. Whilst it may not seem like they're gone, because the water caves kind of took their place. But yeah, it's just something that you really notice when you're playing that particular version or versions prior, is all these water pools all over the place. I'm not saying I miss them, because I don't. They've just generally got in the way. Much the same way these water caves do. Like this one, for example, it was useful, it being there because I was pulling water sources for the farm, but aside from that, it doesn't really serve much purpose, in my opinion. I'm going to end that with "in my opinion," because at the end of the day, that's exactly what it is just my opinion. Which that's important to note, is everyone plays the game slightly differently and has their own thoughts, feelings, and opinions on it. And I like to respect that. As much as I humanly can. And this here is how we will find out if I actually did fill all the water sources in. Because if not, they shouldn't be getting water and should start drying. I think I underestimated the amount of hose I need for this. And no, I did fill them all in. Good. I did a good thing. I would at some point like to replace these torches out for lanterns. I feel like it's going to be a while before we can do that. Lanterns are pretty pricey. Yeah, I'm starting to think 4 is not enough. I think it's going to be 5. Or at least 4.5. I don't know if I brought the cobblestone out with me. I don't think I did. I think I put it back in the chest. Hopefully we can keep it to 5, or 4, because I don't really want to have to run back in there, run back out, just to finish this off. And I think, yeah, perfect. Get rid of the leaf litter. And that's 15 wheat seeds that we can plant. One more wheat seed. I just want to fill that little bit in, but I don't want to break the other one because there's a chance to lose it, I think. At least in old Minecraft there was. I'm not sure if new Minecraft is that way. Hey, there we go. Plenty big wheat field. That'll be enough for us and the animals. Only 8. Wow. Okay. Just trying to get more cows in there, so... Shouldn't be too terribly long before we're able to harvest. So I am definitely looking forward to that. I really do wish I'd found a saddle though, because it'd be very nice to have a horse. But it just wasn't in the cards. The spruce tree. I need to... I need to go back over there so I can get a thumbnail for episode 2. Because I haven't done that yet. I'm thinking of getting one down in the cave. I'll probably do that off camera because it's been 30 minutes and I want to end this one here, so... Oh, piggy. That being said, I've been Confined 268.1, and thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Remember, if you have any suggestions for builds or ideas in that nature, leave them down in the comments below, and I probably will build it. So, yeah, catch you all in the next one. Peace.